Muhammad's strange state of revelations. The Islamic belief is that Muhammad was a messenger, a prophet of Allah, and that he would receive inspirations from Allah through the angel Gabriel. Muhammad would then recite those revelations that he supposedly received to the people around him, who would orally memorize them or write them down. The authenticity of all that aside for now, how Muhammad got these revelations is a matter of interest. According to the most authentic reports, Muhammad himself described that the inspirations from Allah would sometimes come in what resembles the ringing of a bell, and that this would be very hard for Muhammad. Sometimes the angel would come in form of a man and speak to him, and then he would grasp what was being said to him. According to other reports by his wife and those around him, he would sweat heavily when receiving a revelation. He would be irresponsive and in a trance-like state when receiving revelation. And according to one report, he was laying down, making loud noises like the snorting of a camel. And his loyal follower Umar would cover him during that inspiration. I don't want to make any diagnosis here, but Muhammad's divine revelations were seemingly a very great struggle to him and resemble the symptoms of certain psychological disorders, which are very distressing and which come with hallucinations and delusions.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. In today's video, we will respond to a claim made by apostate prophet regarding Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and how he received revelations. He claims that Prophet Muhammad's peace be upon him experiences of receiving revelation are similar to psychological disorders and delusions. We will break this down step by step, using authentic Islamic sources, and explain the truth behind the Prophet's peace be upon him state during revelations. In Islam, revelation is a direct communication from Allah to the prophets, and for Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, this was done through the angel Gabriel. It's important to understand that receiving revelation is not an ordinary experience. It is a heavy, divine process where Allah's message is being transferred to a human being. This weight of divine revelation is mentioned in the Quran. Quran 73:5. Indeed, we will cast upon you a heavy word. This verse indicates that receiving the words of Allah is not easy, it's a profound and overwhelming experience. The Prophet's peace be upon him physical reactions during revelation were a reflection of this immense burden. The allegation suggests that Prophet Muhammad's state during revelation was similar to symptoms of psychological disorders. Let's look at what authentic Islamic sources say. Sound of a bell. In Sahih Bukhari, it is mentioned that sometimes the Prophet, peace be upon him, would hear a sound similar to the ringing of a bell, and this was one of the most difficult ways revelation would come to him. This sound is symbolic of the intense nature of the revelation. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was receiving divine communication, which would naturally feel heavy on his physical body. Sweating and physical strain. It is also reported that when the Prophet, peace be upon him, received revelation, especially in cold weather, he would sweat heavily. This shows how intense the experience was, but it does not indicate any kind of illness or disorder. In fact, it's mentioned in Sahih Muslim that even when the Prophet, peace be upon him, was on a camel, the weight of the revelation would be so great that the camel would kneel down under the strain. Visible changes. According to the hadith narrated by Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him, his face would change during revelation, showing that this process was physically demanding. But this does not suggest anything unnatural or abnormal, rather, it highlights the profound and divine nature of receiving Allah's word. It's important to clarify that revelation wasn't simply a dream or hallucination, as the critics suggest. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would receive revelations in different ways. Sometimes, Gabriel would come in the form of a man and speak directly to the Prophet, peace be upon him. This method of revelation was easier for him to understand and communicate to his companions. Other times, as mentioned earlier, the revelation would come with intense force, like the ringing of a bell. The physical reactions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, were simply a reflection of the tremendous weight of this experience. The claim that these experiences resemble psychological disorders shows a misunderstanding of what revelation truly is. Revelation is a miraculous, divine process, not something that can be compared to human conditions like delusions or hallucinations. Let's address the claim directly. Critics like Apostate Prophet try to link the Prophet's, peace be upon him, state during revelation to psychological disorders. But this is completely false for several reasons. No evidence of mental illness. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was known for his sound mind, wisdom, and judgment. Even before prophethood, he was known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy, because of his noble character. His reputation for honesty and reliability was unmatched, and people would seek his counsel. There is no historical evidence that suggests the prophet, peace be upon him, suffered from any mental illness. Hallucinations and delusions. If the prophet, peace be upon him, was delusional or hallucinating, how could he have produced the Quran, book filled with wisdom, guidance, and scientific facts that have stood the test of time? Even non-Muslim scholars have acknowledged the depth and beauty of the Quran. It is impossible for someone suffering from mental illness to produce such a coherent and powerful message that has influenced billions of people over centuries. Consistency in revelation. The prophets, peace be upon him, revelations were consistent, coherent, and built upon each other. Mental illness, especially conditions like delusions, typically lead to fragmented and illogical thoughts. The Quran, however, is structured, clear, and free from contradictions. Another point to consider is how the prophets, peace be upon him, closest companions reacted to his revelations. People like Abu Bakr Umar and Ali were intelligent, strong-willed individuals who were not easily deceived. They saw the prophet, peace be upon him, receive revelations many times and never once doubted his mental state. In fact, they dedicated their lives to spreading his message because they knew it was the truth. Would people of such high character and intelligence follow someone who is mentally ill or delusional? Of course not. They witnessed the truth of revelation firsthand and knew it was from Allah. In conclusion, the physical reactions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, during revelation are a sign of the heavy, divine nature of this process, not a sign of illness. Revelation is not something ordinary. It is Allah's message delivered to humanity through a chosen messenger. Comparing this sacred experience to psychological disorders is a gross misunderstanding. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the most truthful, wise, and mentally sound person, chosen by Allah to guide humanity. His experiences during revelation were unique because of the immense responsibility of delivering Allah's word to mankind. Let us always seek knowledge from authentic sources and avoid falling for misleading claims that distort the truth. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Assalamu alaikum.